is on display, ladies and gentlemen, is actually your knowledge. Now, it is important that we appreciate and we give some of these definitions, not really because you don't know, but because we want to emphasize. Measuring is concerned about business performance, where we are talking about financial numbers. Business is about numbers. It's about profits. It's about turnover, sales turnover. It's about volume. It's about contribution margin. It's about operating income. It's about getting to know the overheads and the capital structure. So we will be looking at business performance as we talk about measuring and being able to quantify the performance in relation to the assets that a business has. The reason why I'm bringing this is because, your assets helps you to build wealth. Business performance, looking at financial numbers, and we can be able to determine and see how that is going up or how that is going down. Evaluation, on the other hand, is the application of empirical information to judge performance success or failure, and usually is beyond use of numbers. So when we talk about evaluation, we are not just talking about numbers. Numbers is one of them, but it is beyond numbers because there are more things. You want to appreciate even your response in terms of customers and all that. And we shall be looking at these details so that all the parameters that will help you make money, we will want to evaluate those. Even as we measure the business performance, we want to look at all the parameters beyond money. And I'm sure as we do that, you'll be able to appreciate and you will be able to succeed. So evaluation is just an assessment of different key results areas and how each area has performed in relation to expectation. Measuring business performance has great benefits to the business owner, to the management, and the board of directors, if any. And there are a couple of them. Number one, goals and objectives. It forces the business to stick. I like this. And the reason why I like this is because even me, sometimes I find that I'm not sticking to the goals and objectives that I've set. You need to stick to the set goals and objectives, thereby enhancing the chances of achieving them. Every time you have goals and objectives, then as you pursue it, as you stick to it, then you actually enhance, you stand a higher chance of achieving them compared to somebody who doesn't have them. Then number two, measuring business performance helps in focus and attention. Evaluation forces the business to have a concerted attention on what it sets to do. So when you measure, when you evaluate, it helps you to have that focus and that attention that is needed to be able to grow the business. So the benefits are enormous as you do these things. Influences success. Using appropriate metrics, it helps to identify the components that work and those that don't, and further helps in knowing the reasons. So you want to grow, you want to succeed, you want to prosper. How will you avoid measuring and evaluation? Value for money, identifying areas that need improvement or more resources in order to increase profitability and success. Can you imagine? Value for money? It helps you to identify areas that need improvement. And that is why it needs to be done continuously. It needs to be done almost on a month on month. I mean, why will you want to wait until the end of the year to know what has gone wrong and what needs to be rectified? I mean, superior people will do it continuously. And this is the wisdom of Kaizen for some of us who may be private to Kaizen, this Japanese program for continuous improvement. It says you need to continuously improve so that you don't have to wait until a particular day in the year to be able to do this. Well, so if measuring and evaluation is this important, how comes many don't do it? How comes many of us don't measure? How comes many of us don't actually evaluate how we are traveling the month, how we are traveling the quarter, how we are traveling the half year, how we are traveling the full year? How comes we don't do it? What is the reason? If it is this important, or maybe we don't even know that it is important, but now I have told you. But there are several reasons. Reason number one, we come from a culture that does approximation rather than getting specifics. Approximation. We approximate everything. the culture of our backgrounds. We come from our communities that we approximate. You tell somebody how far is Nairobi from Nakuru, they tell you no, it's not far, it's just near here, it's not very far. But number two, we have gotten away with following different routes in the past and believe the future is the same. I mean, we have not been measuring, and some of things have been okay by God's grace, I believe. So if we have not been measuring and things have been moving on well, it's okay, and things are okay. We can continue the way they are, the way things are. Let me tell you, friends, that I don't know about you, but the business environment is getting a little bit challenging, and the world over, by the way. And you don't want to believe that things will always remain the same as they were before. But number two, if through this you can be able to make a lot more money, why not? Number three, there is no much talk on the need to measure or evaluate anything. So I want to celebrate Nyambura and team, the KCB family, for considering this. It is very important, and it is one of those things that we pray that can be sustained, because not so much talk is said. We talk about plans, we talk about where we want to go, but we never come to look back and say, hey, how have we traveled the plan that we set up? In fact, I know people who do strategic plans and they never even make reference of it in their journey. And it is very unfortunate that people can make a plan, pay consultants like me, and then all of a sudden, you are not even using the plan to run your operations. Number four, in Africa, opportunities are still many, so we think, but reducing by the day. So I can assure you, you can abandon a business and start another quickly. I mean, if I was to ask us, how many of us are in their fifth business? All hands will go up. Then number five, measuring and evaluation require time and people. And people think they have no time basically to engage, okay? So what it takes to be the best in business, I was discussing with Nyambura and wondering, we are talking very serious stuff about business, but do we have that personal culture of even measuring yourself? And I onboarded this slide because of that. What it takes to be the best in business. I have told you, your business is a demonstration of your knowledge. Your business shows us your capacity. It demonstrates who you are. So when we look at your business, your skills, your knowledge, your abilities are on display. Your revenue, your profitability is a show of your knowledge, your skill, your capacities, okay? So what then do you do? Through your own self-leadership, and that is why we're talking about this performance and evaluation today. Through your self-leadership, you should be able to tackle a lot of these things. And self-leadership is basically the ability to lead yourself via utilization of two things, behavioral and mental techniques. I'm bringing this because for you to be able to be consistent in measuring and evaluation, you must have high capability in how you lead yourself. You must have competence in the way you direct your business, the way you direct your life, the way you lead your life, and the way you lead your life and make money shows, of course, what you know and how you are executing. And behavioral self techniques involve self-observation. You are looking at yourself and saying, Manatanki, how comes your business is a 10 million business? What is the problem? Is it that you are in a sector that has no money? Is it that you are in a sector where you are not doing much yourself? Is it that you are in a business that doesn't generate a lot, or a business that doesn't have capacity? But there are also mental self-leadership techniques that can help you. Examination and alteration of self-dialogue. What do you tell yourself? The conversations inside you, the conversation, what Professor Hamo, this character in the Churchill show, he calls a committee. The committee inside you, that self-dialogue is very important. Like, for example, I can give you a good one. When you talk to many Kenyans now, they will tell you, maisha ni ngumu, it's tough. Man, we are living from hand to mouth and that kind of a thing. So your self-dialogue may be sabotaging you. You may want to change that. Sometimes you ask a businessman, how is business? anakuambia unajua sisi ni watu wa jua kali, unajua biashara. No, nobody is asking you where you operate your business, whether it is in the open kwa jua kali or in a corporate building. No, but you are talking things that nobody is asking. What are you doing? I run a small business. Who asked you the size of your business? Because if you are running a business, it's a business. Why condemn it to small? Yes, it may be small today, but it won't be small tomorrow. So self-dialogue sabotages us. I'm running a small business. And nobody asked what is the size of your business. Mimi ni wajua kali, tunangangana. You know, that conversation that we have as a country or as Kenyans sometimes is not good. Examination and alteration of personal beliefs and assumptions. Number 3, determination and alteration of personal mental imagery. What are you seeing? Are you seeing problems, or you are seeing solutions and seeing answers? A lot of times we develop mental pictures of problems, and you know, I do little farming in the village, and the reason I do little farming in the village is because I don't want Nairobi money to finance my going to the village. I used to do that a long time. Niliachana na yo. If I have to go to the village must finance my going to the village, and so far so good, it is doing that. But you know, before reaching there, I used to condemn the village that it cannot help anything. It cannot. You know, it's a place where there's a lot of problems and struggling, and the mental images I had created had sabotaged my engagement with some little projects in the village that can at least, you know, when I go there, it can give me 10,000. Because why should I make money in Nairobi and I go and throw it away in the village just because I have not engaged the village economically, so that when I go there, it can give me 10,000. So now I have better image that I see in the village, and it is productive. I make some, not so much money, but some good money to finance my running up and down. And sometimes it helps me also here. And then number 4, examination and alteration of personal thought patterns, the thoughts that runs into you. Why this is important is because when it comes to measuring and evaluation, it influences. Right. So let's now look at appreciating what needs to be measured and what needs to be evaluated. Now we are talking in respect to your business, because we are talking about business. I believe this session here is a lot about you, because your business is a demonstration of yourself. What is to be measured? We measure financial performance. This is the one area with parameters that determines how successful you are as a business. It includes cash flow. And that is why in financial reports, cash flow statement is very important. You want to see the movement of cash, how cash is flowing out and how cash is flowing in.